The reset 28 years of grueling training had brought me to the apex rank, making me one of the most celebrated prodigies in the Zenith Order. But on the very day I was set to break through to the Transcendent level, my mentor, Serena Vance, demanded I throw a match against a rookie operative named Caleb Finn. The Order had a strict bylaw. A division head could only have 7 direct subordinates. To take on an 8th, one had to be expelled or defeated. If the challenger won, they took the spot. And Caleb, ignoring the weakest member of our 7-man team, had decided to challenge me, the Apex-level team leader. Director Vance, I challenged Senior Officer Gavin. In the pristine halls of the Zenith Order's headquarters, Caleb's voice rang out, firm and delusional. The crowd of operatives gasped. I was a void conduit, a genetic anomaly with limitless potential. Caleb was just a verdant ether, user, promising but currently weak. An operative challenging an Apex? Has his neural link fried? Whispers rippled through the crowd. On the dais, Serena Vance, the stunning but icy director of the Vance division, frowned slightly. Caleb, are you sure? Caleb nodded, eyes filled with shonen hero determination. Yes, director. To be the best, I must beat the best. Serena looked at him with admiration, then turned her gaze to me, dozing in the corner. Gavin, wake up. Your junior wants a shot. What do you say? A nudge from a junior teammate woke me. I blinked, confused. The familiar, sleek architecture of the Zenith HQ. I'm back. I dug my nails into my palm. Pain. Real pain. I wasn't dreaming. I had rebooted. I was back to the day before the duel. Gavin, answer me. Hearing her voice, the fog of confusion vanished, replaced by a surge of red-hot hatred. I remembered everything. In my past life, I agreed to throw the fight to protect Serena's reputation. But Caleb, the former janitor turned prodigy, used dirty tricks and lethal force. Serena had given him the division's prized weapon, the Cloud Relic, and taught him my weaknesses. I held back, but he tried to kill me. When I finally defended myself, Serena suppressed me, claiming I was cruel for hurting her favorite. I became a laughingstock. Later, she stole my healing artifact for Caleb. When I tried to leave, they crippled me, harvested my void genetic markers, and gave them to Caleb. They threw me in the dead zone to rot. But I survived, mastered the dark arts, and returned as a vengeful warlock, only to be killed by a coalition led by them. Now I was back. Well, Serena demanded. I looked at her, my eyes cold. What do I say? I say bring it on. The hunt begins. I don't agree to throw the fight, I said, my voice cutting through the hall. Serena froze. Gavin, be reasonable. Give the kid a chance. I smirked. No. Caleb's face fell. Are you scared, Gavin? Serena glared at me, her telepathic voice ringing in my head. Do it, or you're out of the order. I smiled, a chilling expression. You want me to fight him? Fine. But I won't hold back. Caleb tried to play the victim, tears welling up. I just want to protect the order. The crowd softened toward him, turning on me. Wyatt Tate, the second in command of our team, sneered. Stop bullying the orphan, Gavin. I looked at Wyatt. In my past life, he was the first to suggest harvesting my organs for Caleb. He was a dead man walking. Fine, I said. 7 days. We fight in the arena. Serena and Caleb agreed, thinking they could use the week to prep Caleb with artifacts and knowledge of my weak points. Little did they know, I needed the week too. I needed to prepare for a massacre. That night, I slipped into Wyatt Tate's private quarters. He was in bed with a junior analyst, bragging about his performance enhancers. Wyatt, I said, stepping from the shadows, slow clapping. Nice stamina. He jumped, terrified. Gavin, get out. I'll report you to HR. I didn't speak. I just projected a blade of pure kinetic energy and severed his manhood. The scream was deafening. The girl screamed too. You're dead, Gavin, she shrieked. Too loud. I muttered, and with a wave of my hand, crushed her with telekinetic pressure. Silence returned. Wyatt, bleeding out, begged, take anything. Just let me live. I smiled. Anything? How about your soul? Before he could scream again, I crushed his skull. From my pocket dimension, I pulled out a tattered, shadowy banner, the Legion Standard. It was a forbidden artifact I'd forged in my past life, and it had come back with me. It devoured souls to empower the user. I let the black smoke engulf Wyatt's spirit. One down, I whispered. My power surged, hitting the peak of Apex rank. 6 more to go. The collection the next night, I visited Chloe Frost, the 4th member of our team. She possessed the Lunar Conduit, a rare energy signature that amplified those around her. In my past life, I had risked death to stabilize her volatile genetics. In return, she abandoned me for Caleb and mocked my downfall. I walked into her room. She tried to hide a charm she was making. Gavin, You scared me. What's that? I asked. A luck charm. For you, she lied. It was obviously for Caleb. Liar, I said calmly. I summoned the Legion Standard. The spear tip materialized in my hand, and I drove it through her chest, pinning her to the wall. As the black smoke consumed her soul, she saw Wyatt's screaming face in the vortex. She begged, echoing Wyatt's words. I felt nothing. I let the standard feed. The lunar energy combined with Wyatt's solar energy within me, shattering my limits. I broke through the apex ceiling and hit the transcendent rank. Incredible, I mused. Over the next 5 nights, I went door to door. My family, my teammates, the ones who had cheered as I was vivisected in my previous life. I killed them all. One by one, their souls joined the Legion Standard. By the morning of the 7th day, I stood in my quarters, 6 ghostly faces swirling in the black mist of the artifact. I had gone from Apex to mid-tier Transcendent in a week. It was unheard of. I sensed a powerful presence approaching. Serena. I hid the artifact. She entered, looking imperious. Gavin, remember the plan. You lose today. Sure, boss, I said, my face a mask of obedience. She seemed relieved, handing me a small, useless trinket. A gift. For being a team player. Thanks, I said. I have a gift for you too. You'll see it later. The arena, the Zenith Arena, was packed. Dignitaries from rival organizations and corporate syndicates had arrived to watch the friendly match. In the center of the energy-shielded ring, I stood opposite Caleb. Ready to lose, kid? I asked, my voice amplified over the PA system. Caleb paled. He looked at Serena in the VIP box. She signaled the referee, Sheila Vance, her sister and the head of internal affairs. Sheila stepped in. Due to the rank disparity, Gavin must use a dampener to lower his output to operative level. I laughed. I thought he didn't need a handicap. Do it, Serena ordered via comms. Fine, I said, but I have a condition. After I beat him, I want an exhibition match with you, Director Vance. At the same handicap. The crowd went wild. An Apex challenging a division head? Serena sneered. She wanted to teach me a lesson anyway. Accepted. I tapped my wrist controller, dampening my bioenergy signature down to operative levels. Come on then, chosen one. I taunted Caleb. Caleb didn't hesitate. He activated his verdant ether, a green energy construct forming a giant avatar behind him. That's the founder's technique, the crowd gasped. He's a genius. Caleb swung a massive energy sword at me. I didn't move. I didn't dodge. I raised 2 fingers and caught the blade. Snap. The energy shattered. The crowd went silent. Is that it? I yawned. Caleb, humiliated, pulled out a sleek, glowing blade, the cloud relic. Serena's personal weapon. Die, he screamed, lunging. I sighed. Predictable. I raised my hand. A palm made of black, void, energy materialized above him. I slammed it down. Boom. The arena floor cracked. Caleb was flattened into a crater, every bone in his body pulverized. If not for the high-tech armor Serena had secretly given him, he would be paste. I looked up at the VIP box, locked eyes with Serena, and grinned. Escalation, Caleb. Serena screamed, leaping from the box. She landed in the arena, her transcendent aura flaring, cracking the protective glass. I sidestepped her blast effortlessly. What's wrong, Director? I held back. He's just fragile. Serena was shaking with rage. She adjusted her own dampener, lowering her output to match my supposed apex level. You want a match? You got one. She launched herself at me, fists glowing with lethal intent. She wasn't sparring. She was trying to kill me. I dropped my dampener. My true power, the void conduit, erupted. I didn't just meet her attack. I overwhelmed it. I summoned a titan-sized hand of purple and gold energy, the manifestation of my full potential. I slapped her down into the dirt next to Caleb. The shockwave blew the front row spectators out of their seats. Serena Vance, the untouchable director, lay broken in a pit. The silence was absolute. Then a shrill voice cried out, "You monster! How could you hurt the director and Caleb?" It was a junior analyst from another division. I turned my head slowly. Who asked you? I made a pinching motion in the air. Telekinetic force crushed her windpipe. Then, with a twitch of my finger, her head exploded. Panic erupted. Sheila Vance, the internal affairs head, roared. You dare kill in the arena? She charged, a mid-tier transcendent. You're annoying, I muttered. I swiped my hand. A blade of chaotic energy bisected her. She fell in 2 pieces. A transcendent officer, dead in a second. He's gone rogue, someone screamed. Kill him. A loyalist disciple charged me. I didn't even look, just vaporized him with a pulse of energy. Serena crawled out of the crater, spitting blood. Stop. You traitor. I'm not done yet, teacher, I said. I pointed at another random loyalist and obliterated him. Serena summoned her cloud relic sword back to her hand. I gave you this life. I'll take it back. She swung. I caught the blade with my bare hand, the chaotic energy of my void body eating through the metal. Snap! I broke the sacred weapon like a twig. The unveiling, you think you're strong? Serena hissed, fear finally creeping in her eyes. You're alone. Am I? I smiled. I told you I had a gift. I slammed the Legion's standard into the ground. Black fog rolled out, covering the arena floor. From a mist, 6 figures emerged. Ghostly, wailing horrific. Wyatt, Chloe, the rest of the team. Do you recognize them? I asked pleasantly. My teammates. Your precious students. Serena screamed. It was a sound of pure horror. You harvested their souls. They serve me now, I said. High above, the sky darkened. Liam Cross, the CEO of the Zenith Order, the sect leader, descended with 50 high-ranking executives. They floated in the air, surrounding the arena. Gavin York, Liam announced, his voice booming like thunder. Surrender. Renounce your dark arts, and we might let you live. I laughed and flipped him the bird. Come get some. Kill him, Liam ordered. The sky lit up with energy blasts. 50 transcendent-level fighters against 1. I drew a sword formed from pure void energy. Let's dance. I moved like a blur, cutting through the first wave of attackers. Blood and energy rained down. I absorbed the souls of the fallen into the standard, fueling my rampage. Liam Cross and Serena attacked together. I took the hit, using the momentum to spin and drive the blunt end of the Legion's standard into Liam's shoulder. He shrieked as the necrotic energy began to rot his flesh. Formation! Liam yelled. The executives linked their energy, forming a massive green barrier, the Zenith Grid. I grinned. My eyes glowed red. I didn't defend. I charged straight at Serena. I punched through her defenses, driving my fist into her stomach, sending her crashing back into the earth. I was a force of nature, summoning lightning from my void core to scatter the executives. The escape eye stood over Serena, ready to deliver the killing blow. Lightning crackled around my fist. Any last words, teacher? Before I could strike, a pressure like gravity increased tenfold slammed me into the ground. An old man in gray robes stepped out of a spatial rift. Elias Thorne, the patriarch, a sovereign rank entity. Enough, he said softly. The weight was unbearable. I couldn't move. Serena crawled away, looking back with venom. Ancestor, let me kill him. He killed my students. He turned them into bombs. Elias nodded. Do it. Serena smirked, limping toward me with a jagged piece of metal. Regret it yet, Gavin? I looked up, grinning through bloody teeth. You think I didn't plan for this? I snapped my fingers. The 6 ghostly figures, my former teammates, surged away from me, rushing the perimeter of the barrier. Detonate. Boom. 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 I had rigged their souls with concentrated void energy. The explosions were cataclysmic, tearing a hole in the Zenith Grid and blinding the sensors. The shockwave knocked Elias back for a split second. That was all I needed. I grabbed the Legion's standard and channeled every ounce of power I had. I tore a rift in space-time. 1 year, I screamed as I stepped into the void. In 1 year, I come back, and the Zenith Order burns. I vanished. Elias roared in frustration. Serena stood there, pale and trembling. I reappeared in the dead zone, a wasteland of discarded industrial magic and corpses. I collapsed, drained, but I was alive, and I had a year to turn this graveyard into an army. The Demon Alliance 6 months passed. I lived in the dead zone, absorbing the ambient necrotic energy, pushing my rank from transcendent to the brink of sovereign. The Legion standard was full of screaming souls. One day, a group of dark-cloaked figures ran past my cave, pursued by assassins. I recognized the leader immediately. Morgana Quinn. In my past life, when the Order threw me away, she found me. She was the exiled princess of the Nether Syndicate. She healed me, loved me, and died fighting for me. I couldn't save her then. I would save her now. I stepped out, blocking the path. One punch, wreathed in lightning, vaporized the assassins pursuing her. Morgana stopped, breathless, her blade raised. Who are you? Why help us? I made a promise, I said. To who? To you. From a different time. She looked at me like I was crazy. I projected a thought directly into her mind. You have a star-shaped birthmark on your lower left hip. She froze, her face flushing. Only her dead father knew that. How? I'm Gavin York, and I'm going to make you the queen of the Syndicate. Her advisors laughed. You? A human? You think you can influence Syndicate politics? I looked at Morgana. Trust me, She hesitated, then nodded. Show me. I took her hand. Let's go kill some rivals. We crossed the boundary into Syndicate territory. It was a slaughter. I was a sovereign-level threat now. I walked into the Syndicate's boardroom, crushed the dissenters, and placed Morgana at the head of the table. The takeover, the Syndicate wasn't happy about a human interference. 3 ancient warlords, sovereign rank, woke from stasis to stop me. You dare defile our halls? The first one bellowed. I didn't talk. I let the Legion standard do the talking. I fought 3 sovereigns at once. And I won. I drained their essence to push myself past the final barrier, achieving the sovereign rank myself. The remaining elders, led by the pragmatic Mo Wu Dao, watched in stunned silence. Why do this? Mo Wu Dao asked. To put Morgana on the throne, I said, and to build an army to crush the Zenith Order. Mo Wu Dao looked at Morgana. Do you have the will to rule? I do, Morgana said, her voice steel. Then hail the queen, Mo Wu Dao said, bowing. He wasn't stupid. He saw my power. With the Syndicate united, Morgana opened the abyssal font, a reservoir of pure power reserved for leaders. I bathed in it for 6 months. My Voidcon would evolve. I was no longer just a sovereign. I was a calamity. 1 year had passed. It was time. Morgana rallied the Syndicate fleets. Today, we march on the Zenith Order. The reckoning, we descended on the Zenith headquarters like a plague. The sky turned black with Syndicate ships and my legion of souls. I stood on the flagship, looking down at the burning skyscrapers of the Order. Serena, I bellowed. I'm home. The Order's defenses crumbled. Morgana disintegrated a division head with a wave of her hand. I landed in the main plaza, surrounded by bodies. Serena stepped out, flanked by the few remaining loyalists. She looked old, tired. You disappoint me, Gavin, she said, trying to maintain her dignity. I raised you. You raised a weapon, I said, and now it's pointed at you. I didn't let her monologue. I swung my void blade. A wave of force decapitated her. Her head rolled to my feet. I picked it up, extracted her soul, and fed it to the standard. Family reunion, I whispered. I found Caleb cowering in a bunker. He was still weak, still pathetic. Senior brother, please, he sobbed. I was wrong. Bye, Caleb. I tossed him into the standard to be tormented by Serena's ghost for eternity. Finally, Elias Thorne, the patriarch, emerged. The final boss. But even he couldn't stop the momentum. I fought him in the ruins of the tower, eventually ripping his energy core out of his chest. The Zenith Order fell. We didn't stop there. We hunted down every corporation and sect that had allied with them in the previous timeline. It was a purge. When the smoke cleared, I stood atop the highest peak, Morgana by my side. The vengeance was complete. The ghosts were quiet. I dropped the Legion's standard into the abyss. I was done with war. What now? Morgana asked. I took her hand. Now, we live. Story complete.